So we're continuing our discussion of how to use an Ajax callback to place markers on a map, and we're looking now at the definition of this button over here, which actually did the work. So I'm going to click on the builder and bring up the Action JavaScript builder, and you can see here that we're making we're using the Ajax callback, and we're calling an XBasic function called place markers. The actual prototype of the function can be obtained by clicking this button over here, which brings up the function prototype, and inside the function prototype is a long comment that describes exactly what your Ajax callback needs to do. And basically what it needs to do is set properties in an array called e.markers, and so we're going to call a function called place markers. And now let's go take a look at what's inside place markers. So I'll hit the save over here, and now I'll go to XBasic functions, and we're going to examine what happens inside place markers. And I think the easiest way to actually do that is to put a debug1 statement here, and then step through the code line by line. So let's go now to working preview, and let's click on the button for Colorado. So here we are in the debugger, and the first thing to notice is I'm going to basically just examine what's inside e.currentRow.dataNewState, and you can see there that that has the value of Colorado, which is the state in the row that we clicked on, and that we need that information. So here we're getting a SQL connection object, and here's our connection string to the airport's database, and now we're setting state to the value that was submitted, and here is our SQL select statement to select all the fields from the US airports where state equals, and then we're using an argument over here ordered in descending order by the airport elevation. We're adding a SQL object, a SQL arguments value to the arguments object, and then we're going ahead here and executing the query. And we're connecting to the database, and if we can't connect to the database, we send back the JavaScript command that says we couldn't connect, and then we exit the function. This particular function, since it's an Ajax callback, is returning a character string, which is JavaScript that needs to be executed on the browser. So next we're executing the query, and again, if that fails, then we just send back an alert saying that we couldn't execute the query. So now we get the result set from our query, and we execute the next row method, which will return true or false to test if there are any records in the query. So if there were no records in the query, then flag would be false, and then we would just exit. And now what we do is we are going to loop over the records in the result set and pick out the first 10 rows, and now we're going to set the e.markers array, which was passed into the e object, and this is an input-output parameter. So we're going to set this array, and we're going to set these properties in the array, basically the type, the latitude, the longitude, the title, the info text, etc. And this is all described in the comment that appears in the function prototype. So it's all the information is right there for you. So here we go, and we're saying that basically the markers are based on location information as opposed to address information, which is always the most efficient way of placing markers on a map. And now we're setting the latitude to the result set latitude, and then the longitude to the result set longitude. We're setting the title to the name of the airport. Then we're setting the text that appears inside the info box to this HTML string over here that includes the name of the airport. We're setting the icon to be a green icon, and we're setting the animation, etc. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video.